All right. Hello, everybody. It is June 29th. This is our Team Spark call. And Jamie Schuster is going to kind of lead tonight, so I'm going to let her take over. I don't have a lot to say this evening, so I'm just going to let her over. I'm going to mute myself. I have to get up for a minute to get something to drink, but I'm listening. So I am going to mute, and then I will come back, okay? All right, Jamie, take it away.
Okay, so tonight I've been given the task of talking to you about enrolling military coaches. And you'll find a lot of graphics online that tell you who qualifies or who doesn't. And a lot of the verbiage on it is incorrect. So first I want to go over who qualifies. The first one is active duty military or the spouse or partner, because the military has for a while now recognize same-sex marriage, so or partnerships. So it only one military account per household is allowed. You can't have a spouse and the active duty military service member be under a military waiver. The other one is an active reservist. In this case, only the reservist can have the military waiver, not a spouse. Also, veterans can have the military waiver, but not their spouse as well. And this includes wounded soldiers or soldiers that have been honorably discharged from the military. There is also another military waiver, but they're kind of subject to approval by Beachbody, and these are the spouses or partners of military service members who are missing in action or were killed in action. And you kind of have to go through a different process for them in order to get approved for the military waiver, as opposed to the other three waivers that were mentioned before. So how do you coach your potential coach in getting the waiver? If it's an active duty service member or their spouse, all they have to do is fill out the military waiver fax form and then submit an approved form of active duty status, and that could be their LES, which is their leave and earning statements, their BIR, which is their basic information, or a proof of service letter from their personnel. So like a higher ranking person or someone from one of their S shops could write a letter stating that they are active duty with sorry, I'm outside. And then once they filled out that form and they have their proper documents, they can either fax it into Beachbody or email it. For my husband, because we are active duty military, we just emailed it. It was easier. You don't have to worry about, did my fax go through? You get a confirmation email back saying that they've gotten everything, and when you get approved. For veterans, they have to fill out that same fax cover sheet, but they also have to fill out a form DD-214. And both of these forms are found in your back office, or you can look them up under frequently asked questions 2916. And there's a link that you can just click within that frequently asked question, and it'll pull up the forms. And you can tell your potential coach to do the same thing, because they're going to have to do it anyways. For the reservist, they have to get the BIR or any kind of official military document. It's either their orders or whatever reservists have that verifies that they are an active reservist. For the wounded service members or the spouses of a missing in action or killed in action soldier, like I said, their process is a little bit different. They have to contact the compliance department for Beachbody for their eligibility requirements. And I'm going to assume that's probably like documents of their Purple Heart or death certificates or anything that the military has issued to the spouse or the partner in reference to your service members' act of heroism. And the email is compliance@teambeachbody.com, or the telephone number. It's all provided under that frequently asked question tab. Things to note, and I know I talk really fast, sorry. With these military waivers, It only waives the coach's fee for 2 years for an active duty military service member, or until the end date of the orders that you supply to Beachbody, whichever one ends first. So if they have orders for deployment and the deployment's 9 months long, Beachbody will end their military waiver at 9 months instead of the whole 2 years. So when they come back from their deployment, if the orders is what they submitted, then they'll have to redo their waiver. Their LES will have their ETS date on it, which is the end of service date for a military service member, and that's usually either if they're on a contract for 4 years or whatever, or in our case it's our retirement date, which is in June of 2017. For a veteran, their coach's fee is waived indefinitely, so they only have to fill out the paperwork once, as long as they maintain the requirements that Beachbody has for a veteran coach, or unless Beachbody decides at some point down the road to terminate their military waiver program. So what is the benefit of trying to enroll a military coach? When you've made contact with somebody whom you know is either active duty or a veteran or any of the other qualifications for the military waiver, you can kind of entice them, because if they've already purchased the challenge pack and they don't want to purchase another one, and they're not within the time limit of getting their original coach's fee waived, they automatically have that $40 fee, that the enrollment fee waived. It just gets reimbursed after the fact. You have to sign up like a regular coach, submit all your paperwork within the first 31 days, and then Beachbody will in turn reimburse any monies that you paid out of pocket up front. And that includes your first month's coaching fee and the enrollment fee if you didn't purchase the challenge pack. After that, your $15.95 coach enrollment fee that they charge every month, you don't have to pay that as well. And then, you know, if you're just talking to somebody who's signed up as a coach for a discount and they tell you that they don't have any intention of making this a business, they are only required to have 50 personal volume points for every 90 days. So instead of like us, unless they rank advance, and in order to get all the goodies that comes with rank advancement, then they become just like a regular coach, and they have to fulfill the regular personal volume points and within the time frame that everybody else does. And then I think that is pretty much it. So how do you approach somebody with this? Usually for me, active duty, most of my potential coaches are spouses that I interact with. So I already know that their husbands are active duty, or they've just recently retired, or they've just gotten out of the Army. But a lot of times, if it's somebody that I don't know in another state that I've met on a mommy group or a Facebook group or whatever, I just simply ask them, hey, have you or your spouse ever served in the military or are in the military now? And just kind of open that line of communication. And if they say yes or no, why, then I'll just, let them know, well, guess what? You can get all this if you decide to sign up as a coach. And for like my mom or anybody who has a veteran in the house, if it's the spouse of a veteran, I just say, sign up under your husband's name. If you're just wanting to sign up one person for now, sign up under him, get the veteran's military waiver, and then kind of go from there, run with it there. And that's pretty much how I work it with my military coaches. So,
Jamie, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Because I know that, like, I personally have known you, like, 'cause I met you through an online group. So do you find, like, how do you stay, like, how have you met, like, because I know you guys have moved quite a bit being a military family. So do you have any suggestions you could make to people who may be, as I know Megan Martin is also a military spouse who's on our team, and or if you have a coach that you're talking with that is hesitant to join, like, to work the business because of bouncing around a lot. So how do you, like, approach that? Because, like, it's obviously been working for you.
it's important. Well, most military spouses know when you go to a new duty station, and I've been here in this new place for 3 weeks now, and you have almost always there's at least one soldier, or if not, they assign you a mentor in your husband's unit, and then you automatically get involved in the FRG. So you're adopted into a military family, sort of as a family readiness group. So for me, they're going to be my networking backbone resource while Ted is deployed, because he's about to deploy. And there's already like-minded women who are going through the same situations that I am. They also, almost every military installation that you go to has
Listen to her twang.
either on post or online. So that's a good way to network with other women. There's gyms on post that you can meet fitness-minded women. There's almost always a walking group or a mom's fitness group or something like that. So you just have to really plug in to the community that's there. And then I'm not like, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, sign up. I'm kind of subtle about it, I guess. But that's just my operandi, that's just how I operate. So, but yeah, and then there's always Facebook groups in your new duty station. So whether it's the spouses network or the buy sell trade or where you ask questions, and in this particular post, they have Mondays where they featured military wives who are business owners, and you get to post your specials or just whatever kind of business that you run, and it's in your face on Monday. At Fort Rucker, there was a completely separate spouses business page where you could post as many times as you wanted throughout the week. So it's just kind of dependent upon whatever duty station you're at, the resources that are available. But for me, and then once you meet somebody at a post, you almost always make a friend for life, because it's a unique lifestyle that not everybody understands. And you just kind of, I don't know, you plug in and it's hard to let go.
Have you found the discount, like the benefits that they're offering now, to be helpful for you with your business?
For me, Ted's the one with the waiver, so it's easier for me to have a spouse as the secondary coach, and I don't have to worry about the business fees for him. Mm-hmm. If it was just me, then all I get, I'm responsible for paying is whatever 25% off, whatever the regular coach's fee is. I don't have to worry about any other bills unless you are a club member. We are required to pay those fees, but what's $40 every 3 months?
Right. Can you see Brittany's question? She said, you have to remain active. So to remain active, they have to have 50 personal volume points every 90 days. But if it's a spouse or partner, they are on the same schedule as us. Is that correct?
Only if you rank advanced. So if I'm the one that has the military waiver, I only have to pay or purchase 50 personal volume points every 90 days, unless I rank to Emerald. And then once I get Emerald or higher, then myself as the military waiver, those PV points now translate into a regular coach's PV point requirements. I have to have the 90 or the 100, whatever, relates to my current rank. And then it goes into the normal time frame every 30 days or whatever, not the 90 day. I will say this from personal experience with my husband's account when we were in the process of moving and they used the wrong billing address. They still have kinks for the 90-day limit. So you just have, if it happens to your coach and they contact you, what's going on? I'm going inactive or whatever, just be patient. It's a kink, it's a new program, they're working it out.
Okay, awesome. What other questions do you guys have? Because she is Jamie is she's a great resource.
Oh, I just saw the chat. Sorry.
It's okay. We're chatting over here.
Are you having girl time?
Bella asked if we're having girl time.
I see all these.
She's over here in her Team Beachbody shirt.
Okay, yes. Lisa, I just saw your question. This only applies to U.S. military people. And it has to be CONUS, which means stateside. So if they're active duty military, but they're stationed in Germany, it doesn't count. Unless they have a permanent address or a family member that lives in the contiguous 48 states, maybe all 50.
That's bizarre.
I don't know if they ship to Hawaii or Alaska. It just says CONUS, but in military, CONUS means the contiguous 48 states. Alaska is considered CONUS, and so is Hawaii. So, just U.S. military and then the 48 states.
I had no idea. Things you learn. And you know what? And I have actually, it's funny because I actually have family members, like my aunt she was in the Air Force until she retired, and I still can't get her to sign on. It's like the dumbest thing ever. So it's free and she won't do it. I'm like,
And me.
no, you're not in the military.
Family
Jamie said hi back. Is the wage coaching fee for active and veterans and spouses?
So it's waived for an active duty service member or their spouse. So one or the other, only one military waiver per household. And then it's only for the veteran. So if the husband was the service member, he's the only one that's eligible for the veteran's military waiver, not the spouse. The only time the spouse is eligible for the waiver is if they're married to somebody who is active duty, or if their service member is missing in action or killed in action.
Great. Anybody have any other questions about military stuff? Because it can be, when they first started offering like the waived coach fees and everything for veterans and spouses and all that, it really was a great thing because they did not do this for a long time. And it's a totally, like, first of all, I think it's wonderful that they're honoring, those in service and their families, because that should be happening.
I have one.
Hold on, Bella. Bella has a question, apparently.
Okay.
She goes, I have one. She's so ridiculous.
Hey.
But they literally, like, when you have a challenger that likes what they're doing, like, it's like zero excuse not to sign up as a coach, like zero. Like, it takes, it's silly not to. They're going to save money. And especially, I think Jamie can kind of back me up here, like, they, as a business standpoint, like, if you have the spouses, like the military wives, like, this is a really great opportunity for them to make some extra money when their husband's away and they're kind of going stir crazy with the kids, and all that sort of thing. So I think that if you have what?
It travels easy.
It does. You can move it anywhere. Jerry and I have talked about that before. Like, if with his job, he could get asked to move, and like my Beachbody business can go anywhere. So that is, like, I would miss those local coaches here, obviously, but like, we have coaches from all over. So like, who knows? That's the nice part about it. Like, we do these calls, we can stay connected wherever. Retired Air Force, it would have to be my uncle to sign as the coach, not my aunt. Yes. And
yes.
I had Amanda Askew, who is on our team. Her husband is retired military, and so he actually signed up as the coach, but she's working the business center.
Yeah.
So, and we did that on purpose. Now, if she wants to, she could sign herself up as a coach under him and pay for that, because obviously we know the benefits of having a spouse account. But yes, as a retired, like, she cannot get that benefit. That's kind of
My question is really good.
As far as recognizing a partner of the opposite sex, meaning like you've lived together and you're not married, I'm not sure, because I asked Ted that today, and thought I should call Coach Relations and ask them, because I was going to also ask what the requirements for the MIA and killed in action spouses were. And he says to him, partner means boyfriend, girlfriend, but I wouldn't bank what he thinks the military calls a partner. I think in that, the verbiage of Beachbody, I think it's more same gender
Mm-hmm.
relationships.
And that'll probably change now with the law that's just gone into effect. I could see that verbiage changing again. I'm thinking they're trying to be politically correct, but I would expect that to actually change now with the marriage laws changing. So, and it'll just be spouse, I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure. But I don't think it is. I don't
recognize girlfriend and boyfriend in any, like, I was a part of an FRG and I got put on the contact list, but it was only because I showed my butt, and we had been together for 5 years already. I'm like, I've been with my boyfriend for longer than some of these people have known their spouse, so I deserve to be not contacted, at least in the movement of their company. But as far as the military goes, I can't be on a point of contact if he were to be injured or killed over there. So I think as far as providing documents of that service member goes to Beachbody, it wouldn't apply to a live-in boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think so. Any other questions, you guys? Oh, okay, Bella, what's your question?
How do people survive in the Air Force without dying or getting hurt?
Did you hear her, Jamie?
No.
Speak up, Bella. Speak up. She can't hear you. Talk into the computer.
How do people survive or not get hurt in the Air Force?
Or in the Air Force? Well, our pilots go through flight school, and they have to know how to do offensive maneuvers and know how to fly the airplane and know it inside or helicopter inside and out. So they're not going to get into that aircraft unless the military says you're good to go. You're not going to kill yourself or somebody else. As far as soldiers on the ground, they're trained to, stay out of trouble. It's their job. Accidents happen sometimes, but for the most part, nobody's going to purposely put their squadron in trouble.
I flew an airplane at the museum when I was on vacation.
You did?
It was pretend.
The Virginia Space Museum,
Oh, so fun. So fun.
I'm in second grade now.
Okay, Bella. Bella wants to lead the call. Are you done now?
No, I'm not done. Why would I ever be done with Team Spark?
Team Spark. All right, you guys.
Where's Jamie?
Jamie's on the chat.
Oh.
She's on her phone. Bella, aren't you tired?
No,
She actually did say, I'm tired, but I haven't had time to put her to bed because I walked in the door from class and Jerry walked out. I don't even know where he went. So
he went to give me a check.
Okay, so I didn't have time to put her to bed yet. Our little call is going to end in a few minutes. So does anybody have any other questions about the military or the benefits, how to approach a friend you may have or an acquaintance you may have who is in the military? You may not even know them as well, but this is another, when you're making like your list of people to contact, like when they first came out with the benefit, I sat down and went through my Facebook friends list and was trying to write down names of people that I knew were military of some sort, because there were people I had never talked to before about what I was doing. And so granted, a lot of them may already have a coach or somewhat, but if you don't ask, then you won't ever know. Or like maybe it's time to at least strike up a conversation with them completely not related to Beachbody so that you can start building that relationship back up again. Because just because I'm not a military wife or spouse doesn't mean I don't have anything in common with these people. I mean, we all have something in common with somebody. So it's a whole nother. Yes, my aunt is, yes, Bella's all about that. So it was, it's just a way to connect with people and to bring it to their when they're saying I can't afford it. Well, they have this whole benefit. So I don't know if Megan is on the call. I don't think she is. But I'm sure she could pitch in some stuff too because of it. She's a newer coach. So you just have to use it to your advantage. And when you see people and you have challengers, like then they're approaching you about the cost, like this is just a really good thing for you guys. So start thinking. You can start going through your Facebook list and think about people who you know that are in the military who may want to benefit from what we do with the challenge groups. Maybe it's time to give them a sampler pack or anything like that. Start from the beginning. Don't dive in and give them 100, this huge plethora of information right away. Right when the business or the military stuff came out, it was hard for me not to like go overboard and give them like everything all at once. Because if you've never talked to them about it, you don't want to like go all out. But like with my aunt, she's my aunt. So I said, hey, like, did you know that if you ever want to like get something from me, like you could get a discount and not pay like a fee. So, I just said that, and that way she knows when she's ready. So, yes, Bella, I know you have a million steps. This kid is just like, she's now showing me her Fitbit step count, everybody.
I have Jamie S for my friend.
You have Jamie S as your friend? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jamie S is your friend. She's crazy. Have you seen her step count? It's crazy. I'm like,
Jamie S, right here.
Jamie S. Yeah, there she is.
I was lazy today.
This kid is crazy. Her step count is like 15,000 today. And it's been raining all day, really. So, anyway, so that's just another thing. I don't think
she's been trying to beat my butt.
Jamie always beats you.
Yeah,
Jamie Callion. So I don't think that I don't have any other questions. Anybody else have any other questions? Canadian? Oh yeah, Jamie answered that one. Okay. So if nobody else has any other questions, we'll wrap it up. I just want to give you guys a good job for everybody who, plus that's another question. Let me finish my statement before I forget. For everybody that kind of went through and did the invitation blitz that I put out there on Saturdays, a lot of you guys did it, and I want to give you guys a really a good job because it's hard. Brittany was like cussing at me. It is hard to think of 20 people a day to like contact. It's hard. If it were easy, I wouldn't ask you to do it. So it is hard, but you guys just planted all those seeds. So even if you didn't, most of you sold at least one thing over the weekend from doing that. And if you didn't, think about all these follow-ups you now have to do. So you're welcome. And it will pay off. It always does. And now I'm going to let Melissa have a question. Do the military spouses get the benefit of 50 PV every 90 days if the spouse is active, or should she sign up under her husband?
Can I tell something about my Fitbit?
He does. The spouse does. Because with an active duty military service member, it's the service member or the spouse. But so either or can have the military waiver, but you can only have one person per household have one. So if she signs up using the military waiver with her husband's active duty status, and then she later on decides to sign her husband up and as part of her team, then he has to sign up as a regular coach because she already has the waiver.
Now maybe this is showing, like if they are active duty and then at the end of their deployment, do they automatically become do they get different papers to become a veteran so they can still get that benefit? How does that work?
You get discharge paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
So at the point of your ETS, you have to resubmit all of the fax form and all of the paperwork as a veteran now.
Okay.
So when we decided who was going to get the military waiver between the two of us, because I knew immediately that I was going to sign both of us up, we decided to let it be Ted. That way the transition from active duty to veteran would be a little bit easier. And since it was 2 years from when we signed him up to his retirement date, it kind of falls in line with Beachbody's automatic unenrollment anyways.
Okay. That's helpful. Is it the D2214, Jamie?
For the veterans, that form is DD 214. So I'll write that down right here. DD 214.
And can you give the FAQ?
It's 2916.
Okay.
The two forms, the DD 214 and the military fax cover sheet, is in your back office, but it is a pain to find it. So it's easier just to go to the frequently asked questionnaire, and then it's highlighted. You click on it, the form pops up, and they print it out.
Okay. All right. I think this was super helpful, don't you guys?
Yep.
Yeah. So much information. Bella says, yep, she now knows how they survive the military. Are we all happy? That's a funny kid.
Why are you always laughing?
Because you're silly.
Hey!
So I think we're good. Thank you, Jamie. Good job. My kid needs to go to bed. Yeah, look, it's so light where Jamie is. It's dark here already.
It's only 7:30 here.
It's 7:30? Oh, that's why it's 9.
2 hours behind you.
So we're going to sign off. Anybody else have any other questions? If not, I'm going to stop the recording and let you guys get on with your evening.
Is Jamie at home?
Bella, do you have anything you want to say?
Sit
Sit up so they can see you and hear you.
Can I tell Sophia?
Okay, quickly.
One time I beat my one of my badges and I got 27,000 steps in a day.
That's a lot of steps. You never sat down.
Nope.
You say good night, Bella.
Good night.
All right, you guys. Have a good night. I'm going to stop this recording, and that way it'll be posted in the group, so if you guys have to watch it again to get the information from Jamie, you can. So thanks, guys.
And me.
Good night. Sydney likes you.